Everything that you need. Everything that you need. Everything that you need.
Oh, good day and welcome to the Hat Chat podcast, episode number...
171.
Wow, I was going to say the same thing, Ross.
I know you were.
My name is
That's
Chris
absolutely
Trott.
fine. Hi, Chris Trott. I'm Ross Hornby.
Bloody hell, you are. I'm Alex Smith, and thank you, Hayden, for that thing.
Hayden
Big
Carter.
up Hayden Carter. That was a really good remix. You'll hear the full version at the end
Yeah.
of our little Meta Mart song that we
There'll be
made.
some jaws
a few weeks
swinging
ago.
to that one.
Doing so. Yeah, I mean, why not? Put it in.
You're
If you are a
girls.
DJ, play it to an audience of people and see what they think, because it's a banger.
It's a
So-
banger, and it's based on our improvisational yeah.
improvisational music.
Jesus Christ.
God, what happened?
I had some of those nuggies from McDonald's.
Well, I had loads of those nuggets, and I don't know where you are.
Nice. Pepsi.
Oh, now I want to drink. Craig, is there anything we've got in the background?
Oh.
Today we're in the warehouse again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are back in the warehouse.
We are in our Crockerman set. If you're not watching in any form of video, our Crockerman series has began recording now. We recorded our first session last week, and that'll be going
Yes.
out to everybody on our YouTube channel. And then going forward from them, if you like what you see and you'd like to see more, it's going to become a members show.
That's right.
It's good, isn't it?
But yeah,
Funded.
we're in the set right now. I am immersed. I am ready to do anything with these dice.
Well, we're not going to. This
That's
is
not what
Hat
this is.
Chat.
Yeah,
It's
no,
Hat
I know it's Hat Chat.
Don't get
but
confused.
I'll do. What other things? What do you want to roll for? You know.
I want to roll a success. And if
In-
I roll a success,
Yeah.
then I will choose the topic.
You've rolled a success.
No, you roll it. You have to roll it.
You've rolled a success.
But this is exactly...
Why wouldn't you roll it? Wait, look, it's a.
It wasn't.
Oh, no,
That's
it's-
an
it's
advantage?
It's just advantage.
It's
All right,
not
I
a
get to set
success.
the theme. Have you seen that they've extended the lives of mice by 25% using some sort of
25%?
protein treatment?
I did see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool. Is that something that they think that will have work for humans? Or
Well, they're
only
already testing it
small
on
rodents?
humans. Usually,
are?
usually you hear these things and you're like,
You
"Okay, obviously
what?
it works on rodents, but we're worried if we use it in people, it's going to cause like terrible cancers and things like that, right?"
There are
Isn't
so
there,
many
like-
factors involved. How do they figure that? Like what?
So basically, they identified a protein.
Yeah.
I'm regurgitating this from last night, so forgive me if I'm slightly wrong.
Let me Google
there's
it.
a protein that they've identified that becomes more and more present within the body as you age. And inflammation is a huge part of how your body ages and breaks down over time, right? And a lot of fields of medicine are obsessed with reducing inflammation as a way to improve health and perhaps increase longevity. Anyway, they found something, a protein that builds up, that provokes more and more inflammation over time, things like that. They found a drug or a treatment that essentially reduces the amount of that protein in the body of an animal, and
It turns it off, apparently.
Turns
the
it off,
protein
right.
IL-11
Switches it off.
yeah, and they saw
Just a little
into
switch, just a little switch on there.
leukin-11.
so they had 25% increase in lifespan of the mice. They also had an improvement in hair and bone quality. So not just like lifespan, but you're also becoming healthier again. You're getting your body's more able to
That's pretty good.
absorb nutrients and things like that. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, yeah, this sounds incredible. And you're like, here comes the bit where they're like, but we can't use it in humans yet. But the article was like, and trials in humans have started.
I thought that, like, how? You can't just do that.
Where do they
right?
get it? Says Chris Trott.
Surely you take
Sign me up for the clot
Usually
shot.
it takes decades for it to go from...
Yeah, I don't know the details.
Animal
But you're
testing
right.
to
Usually it
human
does
trials.
seem that way, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
but I think people are easily bought these days.
Possibly.
So maybe that's it. It's just
Yeah.
offer a few people a couple £100 to inject
Yeah.
stuff in their balls, which I think is what they do. And they'll go for it. They're like, oh, well, you'll get extra life, or you'll die early.
So to come.
So would you take that gamble?
Honestly, I'm looking at this from a slightly different perspective of I'm kind of pissed off that the mice have better healthcare than we do.
Healthcare, they've been
They get all
tested
these
on. They've been
awesome-
tested on before they even know what. It might be devastating to their health. They could lose all their hair. Maybe their skin starts
Yeah,
rotting
but
off.
you play
You
that.
have no idea.
You run that gamble. Everybody runs that gamble, right? Like in our world.
Not with tested products, we don't.
Yeah, but you could be born into the world as like one of the mice that they fill with toothpaste anally, or you could be one of the mice that gets the life
I
like
feel youthful.
ultra
Fluoride or non-fluoride.
They get the Captain America super serum. Right.
You don't know if it works yet. They're testing on the mice, and the
He
mice
wants
are
it.
happily just.
He'll
Well,
go
I
for
say
it.
happily. They're just in cages taking
I'll
injections.
be put
in
in
their
with
balls.
the mice if you want.
I just sometimes I guess I just guess why would you want to extend your life?
That's a really good point.
25%. I mean,
Maybe I should just die. Better for everyone.
but like, how do they don't know? I mean, is it just that they've noticed qualities in, like you say, the hair and the teeth as well?
Yeah. Like
Bone quality.
everything, like a lot of rejuvenation, and also just the extent of they lived like 25% longer, significant increase. And this is
How long does a mouse live normally?
do you have any details there?
Mouse.
Find the article.
So, I'm on the UK Research and Innovation website,
Yeah, go on.
.org. This was 5 hours ago, by the way. So, fresh news.
Whoa. Okay, go on.
And the IL-11 protein apparently is linked to chronic inflammation and frailty. About the age of 55 in humans, more IL-11 is produced, and past research has linked this to the chronic inflammation, fibrosis in organs, disorders of metabolism, muscle wasting, frailty, and cardiac fibrosis. These conditions are the many signs that we associate with aging, and so by literally blocking that, by stopping it, extends your life.
Yeah, reduces
Right,
the effect of
okay.
age, reduces the damage the body takes over time.
A mouse usually lives for 12 to 18 months, which I thought was really short.
That is short, yeah.
I'm not getting one as a pet now.
They treated 75-week-old
Devastating.
mice, which is equivalent to about the age of a 55-year-old human, with the antibody, and it extended 75 weeks until the age of death by 25%. So they got up to 155 weeks.
Wow.
Versus what's the average? Did you say?
120.
12 to 18 months, 120, so weeks. That's interesting. That is
Okay.
very interesting. Do you think so? If they offered that to you now, would you take that now to test it out?
The
Would you
same,
be a
it has
test?
to be the same injection that
And
the
they
mice
have
had.
to inject you in
It's
each
not
ball.
changed.
I don't think I'm.
They're like, we'll give it. It's free. This will cost tens of thousands when it comes out, but we have to administer it. And it goes up your ball, up the ball. You know, the longer
Oh
up ball.
What do you mean?
So like, well,
The
you don't have
vertical
perfectly round
part.
balls, do you?
no.
Huh? No.
No. So your ball is more like a
Yeah.
kind of an
oval.
So it
oblongy.
has to go right.
So it goes up, up the ball
I don't
on
know.
both.
I don't know if I could.
Don't know if I
It's
could.
actually it's
I
got to
don't
go
know.
up the ball, through the ball,
Through
and
ball.
the tube.
Just through ball into tube.
It's got a through ball.
Surely that's the other way to administer this drug, doc.
I'm afraid.
This is unbelievable.
I'm afraid
this
not.
is like someone. Yeah, the other way is underneath your nails.
Yeah. Jesus. Can you not find a different way? Any other way?
The only other way.
Well, I mean, have you tried between your toes? No, come on. Doc, please.
Look, it's
Give me
either
a chance.
it's either these harmless tongue drops or.
Yeah, sugar cube.
Sugar
yes,
cube.
please. Yeah, sugar cube.
Oh, we just ran out of sugar cubes. Well, we got the testicle shot or the nail shot. Anyway, I think in 10 years, I think right now I wouldn't take that risk because I'm
But
healthy enough.
now you have it, like it'll extend
Well,
what you've
absolutely.
got.
I'd love to
Rather
see.
than you rotting away and then being like, well, this is my default status. now.
Yeah. I think that I can do a lot of work to stop myself rotting away for the time being. But I think in 10
Oh, that's a
years,
lot
when
of
I'm
effort,
when
though,
I'm
isn't it?
mid 40s, I'm like, man, my body's getting like that's a lot of effort.
Haggard.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not saying that mid 40s people are haggard. I'm just saying that I think now, knowing how I feel now, give me another decade, I'll be like, yeah, I think I'll be ready to have that youthful shot. But I mean, a decade away, guys, it's not inconceivable that you could actually go and get one of these shots in a decade, right? Because if they're being tested already on human beings,
Imagine signing up for the
I feel
early
like
trial
it's-
for the through ball injection,
and then finding out
literally
the
a year
tongue drop is the
later it's an
final
inhaler
product.
or just a tablet.
What?
What? It went
What
through
those pills
the
are?
ball.
These are just my life extending
Yeah.
pills. Oh, right. Oh, so you haven't... Did you do the injection? No.
Oh no!
That was
They
first
cut that
trials.
out instantly.
Stage 1.
Well, I mean, it was a 6-month regime of
Yeah.
twice daily ball injections, but
Yeah.
I got an extra 5 years. Oh, nice.
Nice.
But it made me
Uh,
completely infertile.
Of course. Oh, what's that you're taking? Oh, that's my life extension. It's just like a throat spray.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not compatible with the
Tastes
through
weird.
ball injection.
No, they've had through ball. You
you've
can't
capped
have
yourself.
this. You have to keep doing through ball.
because you got that in your body. You can't have anything else.
It's
man.
like in the Deus Ex games where like the people that adopted augmentation early, which I really like that idea, were
Got
like
the old school shit.
freaks basically.
Yeah.
They were like scary, like half machine, half people. And then as augmentation got better, it became a lot more sleek and a lot less like hideous.
Invasive.
Yeah, and exactly it's
Messing
that
up your
process will
mind.
happen. Yeah.
It's a
But
cool
no.
concept to play with in a dystopic future campaign, TTRPG style,
It
wouldn't
is.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not exploring any of that.
No. Okay.
in
Good.
Crockerman, so.
Good.
Fair
Keep
enough.
it unexplored.
Keep it locked away. We didn't lock anything away, did we, in that England game?
Wow, what a
Just a
segue.
real, just harsh turn to. Well, the Meerkats
What
were right.
pivot.
The
I just wanted
Meerkats.
to point out
Oh, going back to the Meerkats.
the
yeah.
Meerkats predicted correctly.
2-1.
Was it 2-1? Yeah, it was 2-1.
Was
Yeah.
it? They predicted the score as well.
Did they predict the score? I think they just
I
predicted they
think
would
that's
win.
pushing it for the Meerkats.
Spain
I
would
think
What about
they-
the psychic?
the psychic also?
Psychic. They're dead now. No,
Holy
no, I don't
shit,
know. I
The
don't
brain
know why.
exploded from
Yeah.
psychic feedback.
Yeah.
The psychic.
They found him in a suitcase.
I don't care about the
Yeah.
psychic. I decided I don't care about
Well,
the
there was
Oh,
predictions
that's
from
fine, I don't
last
either.
week, right? That this person gave specifics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't give that specifics.
Well, who
Second
scored
half.
first?
Yeah, he didn't
Trott,
do
your
any.
chair's still wrapped in bubble wrap.
I know.
He's still got bubble wrap on his chair.
I
We
know.
keep bubble wrap on them so they don't get dusty when we're like not in the room because it's just this warehouse is dusty as shit.
I'll take it off.
So we just literally wrap our chairs in condoms, I suppose. Large bubble wrap like condoms, and that's fine. That's just what we do. Anyway, England lost 2-1. And some people care, some people don't.
Yeah, I was very
Are you-
happy
which
when they
camp are you in?
scored. I think that the reason I wanted them to win is because I thought it would be very useful for a Labour government to have a victorious
Oh, I thought you'd have money
Euro
on it. I
Cup.
thought you were going to say you had money
Yeah.
on it.
No money. I don't sports bet.
Fair.
I don't really.
Not a sports better.
But yeah, no. The game was fun and exciting. Frustrating at times.
Yes. Of course, yeah.
And I have a large family that does enjoy football. I've got quite a few of my family that don't, and that's fine too. But yeah, so I get a lot of like splashback of opinions. So I could probably field an opinion, but I don't hold it close and feel like I wouldn't really care to share it. How about you guys?
Did you watch it?
Was there a cross which was a medium to long range pass that really changed the game?
That's so broad. That's such a broad.
A
statement.
medium to long range pass cross. They always change the game. They're called fast breaks.
That happens a lot. That happens
yeah,
loads.
That's literally.
Did either
Um,
Kyle Walker or Jude Bellingham score?
No, I don't think so. It was
Nope.
literally Palmer. I think he came
Yeah.
on the moment
Scored
he came
one.
on, scored within the first couple of minutes of him coming on, which is great.
That was what the
That was-
psychic said, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, what the Palmer would come on?
No, that either
the
Kyle
psychic's
or
wrong.
Jude.
You telling us the psychic's wrong?
Bellingham nearly did have a really great goal. He was robbed. They always are. The amount of robberies that happen on these fields is unbelievable.
Yeah, there should be police presence.
They should. Then they shouldn't be
The
looking at
amount
the
of
crowd. They
robberies.
should be looking at the fucking field.
Yeah.
They're always looking up at the crowd.
Mm.
Turn around. There's a football game on.
Yeah. Silly, really.
So it's a very complicated psychic procedure for the Meerkats,
Of course,
obviously.
yeah, yeah.
But to reiterate, what happened for them to decide the fate of England was 3 Meerkats were, in a cage, and they put out 2 buckets of
Yeah.
nuts. One said Spain, one said England,
Yeah.
and they were ravenous for the Spain one.
They
So
were. They
Right,
were.
okay.
that's as much as we got from it.
Okay. Yes.
They come out and they go,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
we've
that's
looked
what
at the
we got.
form, we've looked at the
This
rosters.
one was a
we've-
little bit closer actually, so
Ooh,
that's
so
why they've come. They've literally the shortest
Yeah.
route to the.
One of the
nuts.
Meerkats walks up to the buckets and goes, well, obviously Spain have won all 7 games
Yeah.
in the tournament, so
Well,
best team
Bad
won,
nuts.
best team's going to win. I
They've
guess we'll eat
got
from the Spanish bucket then.
strengthen the
Yeah.
youth of the
yeah.
team.
Yeah, exactly. Another one comes up, they feel, well,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I feel like Kane's on his last legs. Whilst a great player and top goal scorer, undeniably, his pace and fitness
Yeah.
doesn't match the rest of his young team, and perhaps they
In
need
fact, he
more.
was better off on the bench.
Yeah.
It turned out almost immediately. He was better off on the bench.
And then it reaches into the Spanish bucket and takes another bit of feed. And the third one comes up, and he goes, "I just fucking hate Gareth Southgate with an absolute fucking passion."
He plays it too fucking safe.
There's somebody in Bristol that's like
He's,
like
he's
a
retired now.
so you know Black Boy Hill, in Bristol.
I
It's
don't
like
know it.
it's so you know where the college Clifton Downs are. You know
Right,
the
yeah,
large
okay.
green area where there's often circuses and shit right
Yeah.
at the top of Bristol, all the way up.
He's always
Yeah?
at the
You
circus.
listening?
This one.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
He loves clowns.
He does love clowns. So there's a shop there called like Black Boy Cycles, and it is it had a flag out the front of it, like hanging down from it. This is a business that just had like fuck Gareth Southgate,
Wow.
get him out, and like all this like crazy shit that the guy just hung in front of his shop for the entirety of the Euros. It's just like,
Why would they so?
why do you feel the need to like share that you're that like unhinged? You know, like
It's so polarizing as well.
yeah.
Like for customers
Yeah,
coming in. It's like
there was,
great.
There was some upset when he quit. I don't know why.
Did he quit? Did he?
Some pundit referred to him as the father of the UK or something. Or he was like a father figure to the UK over this period of time. I'm like, are you fucking living in a bubble? Like, do people like football think that that's like everyone's life?
Yeah. Yeah, there's like the
Because obviously, I guess some
Yeah.
people do saying that. You know, like
and also there's more of them than there are of us.
I mean, our office took the whole Monday off,
There's more of
assuming that everyone was that G'd up for football.
Yeah.
And also, I guess, alcoholics. Just we're all gonna get so fucked with the next day is just a wipeout. So.
I find that living in England, one of the hardest things I find living in England is not being a football fan. Like, as in that for me,
not hard,
obviously I
it's
don't
easy.
have no, I don't
Just
have
don't look.
difficulties. But I
Look
think
away.
for me, that's one thing I would change is if I was into football, because so many
It's
people
such
are into
easy
fucking
small
football.
talk.
Yeah, and when you're not, it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it seems I don't know why you're all so interested in it. It's quite a
Pick
simple
up
game.
It is a very simple game. But I mean,
They're
that's the point,
incredibly
though, isn't it? It's everyone can pick it up.
overpaid dumbasses most of the time.
That's the part of it I don't really like.
And then the fans are like shit. Like
It's
you,
just
you watch
popular, isn't
you
it?
watch
That's
the
why.
Euro like adverts, and you see all these like super diverse fucking adverts they put on, and everyone's in mixed like race relationships, which I like. Again, this is not me being anti woke. It's just
a football
it's just
thing.
crazy. Like it's just unrealistic.
They're manufacturing
you know, like,
it for
yeah,
that
exactly.
image,
it's,
yeah.
it's gesture politics. You know, it's they don't actually give a fuck. But basically, they show all this stuff, and they're like, everyone's having a great time at the football. And then it cuts back to the actual England crowd, and it's exactly what you imagined. You know, like literally
Yeah.
change their shirts to green, and they're orcs. You know, like it. And so just this disconnect with like you said, you were talking about
But I
Gareth
don't know,
Southgate being the
yeah.
father of a nation. It's like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you're always going to get the die-hard ones there. Do you know what I mean? There's always going to be the die-hard fans that are there that actually went through the effort of actually going there.
Yeah, and I don't want to take it
Whereas,
away from
you know,
that.
and those ones will always be, you know, sometimes
Orky.
the more loutish of the lot.
And that's fine. I think what I think is the
That's, you know.
disconnect between them trying to put football as this like this all-inclusive thing, when I think in reality they do have a certain fan, and I've got no problem with that kind of fan going and watching football. I'm just like, it was just a bit like, what does everyone think this is? This isn't like, and like the emotional investment that it's able to like harvest from our like population, right? Like, why can't people be more fucking invested in the actual important things rather than football matches? It's like the opiate. I hate to do this because it's such an easy low hanging fruit thing, but have you heard the term the opiate of the masses, right? It's literally like
Opiate for
gladiator
the
games.
masses, yeah.
Like it's the gladiator games of Rome. Like it's a way to placate and unify the masses around something entirely controllable and entirely like manufactured, right? It's just a waste of social energy.
What would you think would be a better
I'm
thing?
not entirely sure. Obviously, like
What's a better
our
opiate?
culture and our society is now built around these things,
What about tennis?
and it's not easy to just go stop doing that. But like, it isn't like great. What about tennis?
You
I
upset
don't
that
give
Andy
a
Murray's
fuck
retired
about
now?
tennis either.
Andy
Like,
Murray's gone.
Sports are a hobby. Like, you know, like
Murray's gone.
doing great things like those cave divers that pulled those people out of that cave in Thailand. That is a noble and amazing application of dedication to a sport, right? Like, that is all I care. I don't really care about who the fuck wins the same cup every year, like, because these people just play their sport constantly. It's like
Wasn't-
going, who can
weren't-
pack the
weren't
most
those
boxes
kids-
in an Amazon warehouse?
Weren't
you
those
know,
kids
like,
playing soccer? that day?
yeah, they were.
They got
Yeah.
stuck in there.
Yeah.
So
what
if
are you
anything,
saying?
football is causing.
That kept them
Football's
alive.
causing cave death.
It's causing more.
Football is.
Oh.
Statistically, it's caused more cave like calamities.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. Did any of them die?
Hmm?
I'm pretty sure they all came out alive. They all came out fucking ketted up.
They did. They drugged them.
Very ketted
They
up.
drugged them.
I
to
love
get
that
them
was
out.
like completely like they completely removed that from the news stories until like
yeah, 'cause it wasn't
later.
legal.
Well, yeah.
Wasn't even vaguely legal. It was the
They're
only way
like,
they could do it.
Should we just get them fucking whacked out of their brains on cat? Yeah. And then we'll take them out.
Do you
yeah,
reckon
sure,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
the conversation?
Yeah. Let's
get
get
them
them.
up,
Let's get
yeah.
them fucked.
Have you guys seen the film with Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fucking fantastic film. But like,
Lord of the
basically,
Rings is fucking great.
it's such a good
Nice.
film. And the dwarves,
don't
but
remember
like,
the dialogue.
they're in the barrels. They set them in barrels
Oh,
to
that's
go.
the
Yeah.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
I hated that scene.
But anyway, just imagine being those Thai cave kids, and there's that Australian fucking doctor pops out the water. You all right, kids? Want some cat? You know, and they're all like, it's just such a crazy idea. They're just like, yeah, well, you know, obviously like 8 hours of intensive cave diving for
It's
the average
nuts what
brain
it-
is just
yeah.
insane. So we're just gonna knock them out. Yes,
You would
please.
rather be.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
would.
yeah.
You would. I
But
mean,
there was one of them that woke up halfway through, which was the panic. They had to kind of
Yeah,
redose
yeah.
him.
yeah,
More cat.
He's like, he's not in. He's get back in your hole.
yeah.
Put cat in
man.
his mask.
But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean it to sound so unbelievably negative. I don't really mind
Which part?
that people enjoy football.
The football thing. Oh yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, so, I mean,
I-
as long
I-
as long as they're not violent and too tribalist, it's all good, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, you know, it is just, you know, supporting my team. Unless they get really like kind of like, oh, you support Chelsea, then you're a cunt. Just like, calm down. Like, who
Oh.
cares?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like that's when it becomes just a bit like, well, now you are the cunt
Yeah.
for doing that, for saying.
So you call them a cunt back. They call you a cunt.
And then we start smashing glass.
and then you
That's the
start
thing, it
throwing
doesn't-
chairs.
That's the pinnacle of cursing at each other.
Yeah.
You start so high.
You start like nuclear.
Like, where do you
option.
go from there?
You don't have
DEFCON
to. You don't
1.
have to start, cunt.
You don't.
You don't have to.
Depends.
Well,
Some people don't find it. That's not DEFCON 1.
I guess.
Get it?
You know, I'm gutted about
What?
the slam ball didn't take off.
Slam ball.
The trampoline
The
basketball
trampoline
hybrid.
basketball hybrid
Yeah.
sport. Now that is
I don't think
something
I've
I can,
even ever
That
heard
was
of
a
slam
spectacle.
ball.
That was a spectacle.
How do you bounce the ball on a trampoline?
You kind of don't.
kind
You
of
don't. You just hold it.
It's
But-
more like netball with trampolines.
So you just have to. Are they small mini trampolines or is it a whole big?
there's a whole
It's like a whole
grid
arena of trampolines.
of trampolines.
Just Google slam ball. Just look at slam
But
ball. now.
do you get caught? Can you easily get caught in those?
Oh,
in the
constantly. No, of
springs?
course not.
Because
They
the
design it in a way
springs-
that
Have you ever got your leg caught
Yes.
down one of those fuckers?
yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks.
That's
Sorry,
a death. That is a death trap.
Squeaking around over there.
Yeah, it's trying to do slam ball over there. Slam ball. That's fucking. I don't want to figure out what slam ball looks like. But
Slam balls are made just
when
trampolines.
was the last time you
replace the basketball
took part?
court
Yeah.
with trampolines?
Ross, are you a Chelsea fan?
No, I'm not.
What are you?
I'm not a fan of anything really. Like, I don't give a shit who wins and loses.
Doesn't care.
Swindon,
Swindon.
No, definitely.
Big up the Swind.
the Oval
No.
Town
My nan's a
FC.
big Swindon fan. She goes
Really?
and watches them a lot. She loves Swindon Town.
Where the Swind blows. Do you have anything?
The Swindon Globe.
Where the Swin blows. Well, saying that, that's a good point. There was an article from the Swindon Advertiser. An England fan gets Euro 2024 winners tattoo before the final,
Oh yeah.
which got a lot of coverage. And he said, I think he said that he thought it was a good thing for people to do in the future as well because it really gets the team behind them. I don't think the team are thinking twice about this guy,
No,
and
at all, no.
it's delusional that he may think that.
Did you notice that Franz Ferdinand? Did you notice that Rio Ferdinand said like?
Transfer.
I know, right.
The band or the guy who was assassinated? Was he assassinated?
Yeah,
or
he
the-
was,
yeah.
yeah.
Kicked off
uh,
World War. Yeah.
Duke. But yeah, he said like after that like thing that rolled before the game of like, come on England, we're all behind you, even though literally everything we do has no tangible impact on your performance on the field. There is quite literally nothing I can think of I could do to impact your appearance on the field. But anyway, we're all behind you. And like
Yeah,
all these
we're
different
watching.
messages like, come on England, you haven't bought it home in 50 years.
Yeah.
All that fucking shit.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to the studio and Rio's like, yeah, it's really nice and all, but of course the players aren't going to see any of that. They're in the dressing room thinking about the game. And I was just like, it's just
Laser
like,
focused on
it's
the
so
game ahead of
true.
them.
it's like all that is, it's all just for the viewer
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
like,
I mean, obviously, like on the day, I'm sure they want their, the crowd to be roaring and cheering them away, like whatever. But like
what
a
about
guy,
crying?
a guy
What about
doing,
crying about how sad they are? Like, oh, come on, you're going to go up, bring it home.
there will be tears. There's always tears, but it's just they're not going to be looking. They're going, did anyone get a winner's tattoo before we've won? Oh yeah, there is actually one.
Isn't that
one
called jinxing
toss
it as
pot in
well?
Swindon did.
Toss
So
Oh, I feel much better.
we can all rest well and feel like we're going to win now. All you have to do is remove the word winner underneath it. So
Yeah.
basically it says England Euro 2024 and then there's a cup and then underneath it says winners.
Loser.
So all you have to do is just remove that winners and I'm sure that's a that's a
Semi-finalist.
fine, just put finalist, yeah.
I feel like they probably did this to get in the paper because statistically, if
Yeah.
you looked at any of the stats, England weren't going to win that.
No. Well, yeah. But still, like, I mean, yeah, you're right. Maybe he is just, maybe he's got some sort of OnlyFans going on. I don't know why that's what we always go to for social media fame. Maybe they've got a fucking OnlyFans.
Because it's like one of the few ways that you can
Who
like,
doesn't?
expose yourself and make quick money because like the regular stuff doesn't actually make you quick money anymore.
If you were at school and two of your dinner ladies had OnlyFans, would you check them out?
Fuck yes.
Hell yeah.
I wish. All the dinner ladies,
Yeah.
all the dinner ladies at our school were super fit.
My
as well.
dinner lady has
There
has
it is.
OnlyFans. If you are watching, of course you are available. This is available on YouTube. Hat chat. You can see the tattoo.
Why are you talking
Of
like
course,
a
the
nature
winners
documentary?
is actually cropped from the image that we're showing. I'm just saying it like I don't know why I'm saying it like a nature documentary. But it's a shit tattoo anyway. It's
It's
wonky.
pretty
The
bad.
2024 is all wonky.
It's
It looks
all
like they did it with a
wonky.
kind of a. It's very roughly done. So either way, it's a removal job, really. Let's be honest, or just maybe cover it with. I mean, you can put a different team name. Put Spain winners. I don't know. Something tells me it doesn't.
I just wouldn't.
there's
I just
not much-
probably wouldn't put that on my skin forever.
Yeah, okay.
Tattoos is stupid anyway.
That's fair enough. Yeah, but one where it's a specific sporting event
Yeah,
on a
it's-
specific year. I mean, obviously, I guess if you're a diehard fan, you do remember specific matches, but like, there's so many. It's like, do you remember all of them?
Oh,
Do
who
you
can
remember
forget?
the third goal in 1992
Yeah,
from
championship game.
yeah.
Between Wolverhampton and I think it was Southampton.
Bristol Rovers.
The Hampton.
Oh, it was the Hampton
The
off.
Hampton off. Who would become
Oh, yeah, the classic
last
Hampton off.
Hampton. Southampton. versus
Yeah, I remember that. That
Wolverhampton.
was a great goal. Yeah,
That was
good
great,
goal. Bloody
yeah.
good one.
Good goal. It was Tim Watson, I think, left back. He died after that.
Oh,
Drive
shit.
home.
Well, that's memorable. That's
he-
way more memorable than any other fucking
Yeah.
football. Of course you'd remember that one. Didn't remember that one. You remember the innocuous goals.
I'd say who really remembered the crash that he careened into as he left the
Oh
fucking
my
Oh
goal.
God.
my god! Well, that's
Yeah,
an extremely memorable moment.
yeah.
I'm thinking more like.
I don't know why I had to build a crash next to a zoo though.
Well, Nathan was a massive fan of Newcastle, and he has a videotape of all of Alan Shearer's goals, every single goal. And he goes, yeah, 99% of it tap-ins, just boring tap-ins, and it's just like you've got that on tape. When do you sit down and watch that? When do you go? Oh, I'm gonna now chill. It's like watching watching fireworks back. No one's really watching that. Like you're not
No,
going back
not
and
at
watching
all.
old games unless it's like within the last couple of weeks, and you're like, oh shit, this is a really good game. Like, are you
Do
watching
you
those back?
think there is footage of someone scoring a goal down to like the millimeter of them being the exact same position, the exact same pose, and the goalie doing the exact same dive? Like you could put the footage on top of each other, and it would be
I
exactly
don't
the
think
same.
the average player plays enough games for that. No.
No, just like
To do
of
what?
all the footage of football.
Yeah, probably.
I think if you. I mean, I don't think.
Because if you're a
maybe.
certain standard, an angle of attack will provoke an angle of defense from the goalkeeper that's probably going to be similar, right? So if you're both good strikers and both good goalkeepers, I think
But
it's
what's your
possible.
point? What's your point?
Yeah, why do you want that? It's fucking
Just
weird.
the repetition of football is all I'm saying.
Just-
Oh,
Oh,
so
right, I
yeah,
see, yeah,
infinite
yeah.
monkeys, infinite typewriters.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. I'm not sure there's enough games played by the average player, but I was thinking the same player. Just a general football player? Maybe, Trott, maybe. Guess we'll never know. Unless
I think we
until
need people
AI
that
gets good
are
enough.
making footage
Gonna
of our
sit down
people
and
that-
watch
Yeah.
a specific striker
Need
just
someone to put
score
that effort
every
in.
single goal they've
Mm.
scored, and just sit down and watch them all. I mean, there's montages and stuff of good players doing their thing. I mean, obviously Ronaldo and Messi are big ones.
I think they should introduce more interesting, wacky rules to football. Like, for
Yeah.
example, you get pickups, and also you can
Yeah, or
you can
pickups.
change the shape of the goal changes.
I saw dance.
Based on
There was a
performance.
dance football the other day where people had to keep dancing.
I saw that.
I don't know if that was just like a one.
Was everyone slaying?
I think they.
Oh, they were
I think
slaying.
They were certainly. Yeah.
Yeah, they were all slaying.
I didn't
Yeah,
hear.
I saw
I didn't
that.
hear the music at the time, so it was muted.
It was
but,
really
like,
funny. I watched the same thing.
I don't know if it's a sport that's a continuing thing or just a one-off, but that looked quite interesting. That's the parameters you're talking about, though, right? Like add
Yeah,
some dance mechanics.
But also like modifiers and stuff, like
Mm.
rocket boots and
yeah,
propulsion and jump pads, stuff
jump
like that.
pads. Yeah,
You know, like rocket.
somebody just tosses a load of trampolines onto the pitch. Suddenly.
Robot wars it up a bit. Like
Four
have a
more
pit.
balls drop on.
A lot more pits.
Now there's 4
Lot more
balls on the
pits.
pitch. We've
I
got
think
4
they-
balls to contend with, and 2 more keepers have just gone in goal.
Oh, is this the dancing one?
He's found the dancing one. There's a nice little clip of them doing pirouettes whilst trying to get to the ball. I assume it's like basketball, where with the dribbling rule, you got to keep dancing as you approach the ball. Someone's twerking over the ball there just to keep defensive of it. That's incredible. Can you kick normally, or do you have to kind of like dance it in?
No, you got to really
I
dance
don't really.
it out.
Look at the dancing ball. That's no way.
That's so good. That's hilarious.
That is an interesting way to play football. But parameters. I mean, they didn't Top Gear do golf? Not golf. Car football, where you got a load of like
Yeah.
Toyota
Wasn't it-
Igos.
that was Top Gear
I think it was Top Gear. Yeah,
that did that, right?
yeah, and that was pretty cool. Like, probably extremely annoying to just
Using like Fiat 500s or something like that.
It was
Bonk
Toyota
and
Igos. Yeah,
Oh,
tiny
Igos,
little.
sorry,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
it. They do
Probably
look like
quite
fun cars to do that in.
Yeah.
You know, like the
If
little
all of us
cars.
got smart cars, that'd be quite
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. That
Smart
would be
cars look
sweet.
silly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
obviously we could pick them up. They're so small.
We could.
They're smaller
We
than smart
should. We
cars, aren't
should. Next time we see one, we should group together and just move it out of its position. And just hide it somewhere.
they? Do you reckon they
Where's
are?
my car
I
gone?
don't think 3 of us could pick up a car.
No, I still think it's
they're like
extremely
they're about
heavy.
700,
It's
they're about 700 kilos. I
I'm
think.
still gonna be
surprised smart
extremely heavy.
cars aren't the victim of trolling like,
just
you know,
pushing it over like cow
rental
tipping.
scooters and things are. Because like you
Yeah.
see one and you imagine like a group of drunkards
Yeah.
on a night out, like, oh, look at that smart car, let's lift it or tip
I mean,
it.
you could
I think
definitely
smart
pivot, you
tipping.
could
I
pivot
think we could tip
around.
it.
You can pivot them around the motor. Like as
Yeah.
in like that's easy to do. So you
Yeah.
can change the direction.
We should tip them next time we see them.
They tall enough.
I mean, that is a crime.
I do that with those Japanese minivans.
No, you don't.
The Daihatsu, whatever they're called,
You
How
don't.
often do you see those?
frequently.
I know the ones that are really thin.
Yeah.
And then they look like a van, but
The
they're
one that
very
Hammond literally like
scaled
made
down.
it fall over as he turned around
Yeah,
that
yeah,
corner.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a.
That's Clarkson.
No, he did. He was in a similar one.
That
yeah.
was
I
a
mean, they've
Robin
done a lot of
Reliant
similar
thing.
things.
Yeah.
Although they've ended their partnership. Do you see that?
They
recently?
have. Top Gear's done. So it's
Top Gear
time
and
for...
Grand
Grand
Tour is
Tour.
now done.
No, Top Gear has done it. No, wait.
Top
yeah.
Gear was done a while ago.
Jeremy Clarkson, the trio.
Well, I
Yeah.
think
Done.
the wording of it said that Jeremy Clarkson is no longer working with Richard Hammond and
Really?
Captain Slow. His name just literally just dropped out of my head, and I don't know.
Keith Moon.
Keith
It's
Moon.
not Keith Moon.
James May.
James May.
James May, of course.
I mean, I get the
which is
feeling.
a very weird wording because it's like surely
Yeah.
they were just all like, yeah, I can't be fucked to do Grand Tour right now again. Like we've earned shitloads of money, and it's
Yeah.
probably extremely exhausting for them to just
Yeah.
travel all the world and do this stuff at their age.
Yeah.
Like they're probably knackered.
So you're saying
And he's obviously focusing on the farm thing, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
they need a new trio to really take up that mantle?
Well, they've tried a few. They've tried very
did
many.
try-
they've
yeah,
tried
they have
so
tried
many
a few.
permutations.
Well, they haven't tried
And
the
they
trio.
got to a point where
No.
they just mutilated one of them and then thought, actually, let's call it here. I think he's doing all right.
Who?
Is it Flintoff?
Oh, Flintoff. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he's literally
fucking hell.
been his face is
His
like
face
facially
destroyed.
scarred, and it's like
His face got destroyed because he
in
wasn't
a
wearing
car
a
crash.
helmet. Was
I
it?
don't know. It's
He
a
was
car
wearing an
accident.
open-faced helmet in an open-top car that flipped over.
Is that what it was?
And then he just got fucking red crayon across the ground.
Oh, red crayon.
Yeah.
across the-
Oh my
I don't
god!
believe that's what happened.
no, literally,
Red
so-
crayon
so
is not the term they
He
used.
was wearing an
my
open-faced
God.
helmet, right, in a car that had an open top. The car flipped, and I think his face or chin caught the road, and it just dragged up through his face, which broke the center of his bottom of his jaw. Like they basically predated him, I think.
Oh my god!
People
stop
who
using this
came
language.
people who came up to the wreckage afterwards had to get like months of therapy because of the PTSD they got from seeing the injuries that he
serious?
received. Yeah, he got fucked.
People got
Yeah.
PTSD from
Yeah,
seeing.
Google it. It's
I'm
100.
looking at it
No,
now. So it's Flintoff,
not
who was wearing a
Googling.
helmet at the time of the incident, along
What's
with a
his
crew
name?
member of the passenger seat. It's
Freddie
Freddie
Flintoff.
Flintoff. Was airlifted to hospital and suffered multiple facial injuries and broken ribs, but not before having to wait 45 minutes for the helicopter to arrive. Flintoff's injuries were described at the time as being non-life-threatening, but his son Corey said he was lucky to be alive. Freddie has been seriously emotionally and physically affected by the crash. He is a daredevil. That's what he does. And he doesn't feel like he is able to continue to play that role on the show.
What's the thing about Daredevils?
Doesn't say specifically whether he was red crayons is the term. I
No,
don't
but-
think you'll see that term
You won't.
out and about. You won't see that term.
Is that not the term that they use?
No, you
It's
don't
used for
see-
motorcyclists that don't wear appropriate protection, basically. So, like, if you're wearing like shitty, cheap
crayon.
like jeans and like no
Yeah.
helmet, you becoming a
Being
red
called
crayon.
out for your severely lacking in safety standards.
Yeah, kind of.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be. It's always. I mean, wasn't he in an accident before that as well? A serious accident that kind of like slowed the filming down, and then
Yeah, this one was a lot more disfiguring, unfortunately. Turned him into
kind
the
of,
Arbiter from Halo, some people said.
Arbiter from Halo.
Fuck's sake!
He's all right now, though.
Yeah, whoever's done the surgery, I saw some recent pictures of him. He looks all right, considering he got predated.
Predated. I saw
Awful.
the other guy. What's his name? Harry? No.
Harry
Who's the
Styles.
short dude in it who's actually knows what he's talking about with cars?
Oh, yeah, he's really
Chris?
good. Chris
Harris.
Harris,
That's
yeah.
the one. Yeah, I
Harris.
saw him the other day just down the road from me.
Cool.
I swore at him.
Did you?
Top gear prick. Hawk
Did you get into
Hawk
it?
No, it was one of those weird moments where you look at somebody and go, oh, I know you from somewhere, and then it kind of then it clicks, and then he notices you look at him and goes, oh god, that fucker knows who I am. And look away and then keep walking. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't dare approach him. I found that
Dare.
I would find that really hard to do.
I saw another
What
Chris.
would I say to him? Oh no, you're from telly.
I know, from telly.
That's it. That's all the information I've got.
I like your
I
opinions.
don't want a photo. Bye.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I saw Chris Packham, the nature guy,
Oh yeah,
at a Tesla charger once. He was next to me.
nice.
Was
But
he sabotaging him?
No, he has a car. He has a Tesla. It's got like a Model Y.
Just
These aren't
unplugging
really
everyone's
charged,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just going. I'm just Chris.
Be a
What? Come on,
menace.
Chris, mate. Like, this is why you.
Stop, Chris.
I really like Chris Packham. I really like what he believes in. But it is politics. He's not very political, is he? He pisses people off very easily. Bless him.
Not
But,
very political.
No, he's not very politic, is what I mean. He's very politically engaged. Yeah, no, I do. I like him, but I didn't say hello to him either. But that was one of those situations too, where I'm like,
Nature man.
Nature man sat in car.
Spring
Like, I
watch,
literally
dude.
got out of my car. I was walking past the front of his, like to go to like the toilet or something. I just looked right, and he's just there, sat in his car, waiting for it to charge. I'm just like, oh,
Packham charging a car. Did you film him?
all right, Packham. All right, mate.
Yeah, brings up
Sorry
phone.
about this. Just bring my phone up.
All the lads are going to hear about this, mate.
Hey, give us
What
a
you
give
doing,
us a
charge your
tune.
car? You know if it's clean energy?
Let's see your bird, mate. He loves
Egg
birds.
on your face, yeah. Let's see your
got a bird in
bird,
that
yeah.
Let's see your bird. He loves it. When he was a teenager, he had like rescued or I think kind of abducted a bird from a nest, and he like really got obsessed with it. And yeah, no,
Like
that's,
how obsessed are we talking?
well, that's kind of what got him into nature.
Like weird
like
obsession.
really sad. Like apparently it died, and he had like basically like an absolute breakdown and stuff. He's on the spectrum, and like he acknowledges it was
Is
kind of
that
part
the
of that.
terminology?
Yeah, he's on
Oh,
the,
he's-
he's on the
he's on
autistic
the
spectrum.
spectrum.
He is. It's very. I read his book or
Okay.
something like that. It is quite interesting. No, he's good. He's a good dude. Anyway, that's
Book
Chris
reader, eh?
Packham. Huh?
Book reader, eh?
Book reader.
We're
Book
not
reader.
about that here. We're
Not about that.
podcasting and speaking.
Apparently, Chris Harris does live in Bristol. So.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Then.
Yep.
That makes
We,
perfect
we should
sense.
get him on the podcast
What for? I don't know what we would say to him.
to have nothing in common.
Just sit there,
Yeah.
just asking him innocuous questions about cars, and him just going, "Yeah, it's a 3-liter TDI." So who cares?"
Yeah, it
What?
goes. Gets me from A to B, done it?
Yeah.
Oh, Chris, that's
He's probably
boring.
quite pissed off that he's not doing Top Gear anymore.
gotta
gotta be annoying.
yeah.
They completely cancelled it.
Yeah. You'd be fucked, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you reckon Clarkson's quite smug that it didn't work out?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. There would be probably a mini gloating party.
I think you would. I mean, like, it was clearly some problems with him. Like, he acted like a dickhead. But, like,
Oh,
there
yeah,
is
big time.
clearly some sort of charisma to Jeremy Clarkson that makes those things work for the people that watch them. But I like the other trio. Didn't like Paddy McGuinness much. I used to really like Paddy McGuinness. I did not like him in Top Gear at all. I like the other two.
I don't think it was too bad, but I don't know if he suits car
No.
review / car content. I don't know.
Let somebody else do it. Like I like Freddie Flintstone. I like Chris Harris. But anyway, let's. Any funny news, Ross? You're looking at butter
Funny
made
news.
from
Well, this
CO2.
isn't funny news, but like it was interesting because they've been making butter out of CO2, not cows. Not that they were making it from cows. Sorry, let's just
Carbon
clarify.
dioxide.
They were
We're making
See,
butter
yeah,
from
so-
cows now.
they're making butter from the cow's milk, normally, right?
They're turning cows into milk.
They're not doing. Okay, so hang on. All right. Okay,
Do you choose
so-
whether the cow becomes beef, butter, or milk?
Well, this one's for butter, right? So
This is a butter cow.
Butter
grinding
cow.
down for butter. But basically, they're making butter from CO2, which apparently tastes like the real thing, which obviously they've claimed.
So
I
butter
don't-
made from CO2.
CO2 is yeah,
thin air.
So it's Saver, backed by Microsoft billionaire Bill Gates, says the product has lower carbon footprint as it doesn't need cows. It's good. We're finally get rid of the cows, guys. Finally.
To be honest, they are like
excited.
one of the biggest contributors to greenhouse gases.
They are actually, yes.
I want to know the process of this CO2 butter.
So
Because at the moment, all I can think of is people breathing out into a tube,
they've
and
worked out
somehow it becomes butter.
a complex process that eliminates the need for animals while making its dairy-free alternative taste just as good. Let's see how it's a thermochemical process that allows it to build fat molecules, creating
Right.
chains of carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and oxygen. The company has now announced a new animal-free butter alternative.
That's amazing.
That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? I mean,
It's not butter though, is it?
well, I guess not. I guess they have to call
It's
it something
spread.
else. It'll be a spread, yeah.
It's a
Like-
butter replacement. This is just a fucking.
so it's
precipice.
just as a new. I can't believe it's not butter.
Do you reckon they're
because
going to do COW and then cross out the W and put a 2?
If they
Oh,
do,
isn't that
that's
clever?
fantastic branding. Become a copywriter.
How do you even pronounce that?
Stop giving those copyright
Wow.
ideas.
Go pick that up. From
How
me.
to?
CO
It's going to be reducing meat and dairy consumption is one of the key ways that humanity can reduce its environmental impact, as livestock production is a significant source of greenhouse gases.
Ross, I need you to tell me right
the
now,
exact
off the
details.
top of your head, how much energy is required to produce this butter versus a cow?
That's a good point,
And
because
can it be
it's-
adopted into a kind of weapon that you spray like a flamethrower and it turns all the CO2 in the air mix around into butter?
Into butter.
just like it's like a
Let's
spell,
go.
a magic spell. Where it's like
I got it in reverse.
I'm going to use
fire.
everything in
I'm
this room.
covered in butter.
You turn the room into butter.
It's mildly warm.
Okay, so the butter could potentially come in at less than 0.8 grams CO2 equivalent per calorie.
Oh
The
my
standard-
god, there is those stats.
The standard climate footprint of real unsalted butter with 80% fat is approximately 2.4 grams
Wow.
Oh, wow.
CO2
That's such
equivalent per
a
calorie. So
reduction.
going from 2.4 grams to 0.8 grams CO2 equivalent. So that's pretty damn
Wow.
good, right? That is a real
I
reduction.
hope it scales well.
Percentage-wise, that's a great reduction.
Yeah.
So,
we're.
I'm interested to try that. I'd definitely eat me some
There's
CO2.
gotta
I mean,
be-
you're dropping the production of greenhouse gases. Is that saying essentially, or the amount of carbon produced? Is that what that's measuring?
Yeah, that's carbon.
By over 50%. We're increasing our lifespan by 25%.
Mhm.
Can we just all agree to not have any fucking wars and just let the scientists work so we can all have as much butter as we want?
Yeah, but the people doing
You
that
know
don't
what?
read.
No,
People-
yeah, that
the
is that
people in
is an
charge.
issue. Yeah, yeah.
You know, I think it's
Yeah.
they don't read, so like they wouldn't be aware of that. They're too busy. Well, they do read.
Just want my butter.
They read like parts of the Bible, the parts that they care about, and the rest is just like, yeah. You realize that's in the Bible? Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. No, I have read the Bible probably once.
Yeah, don't know. Just don't like it.
You
It's
gotta
so easy to
introduce
Bible
this
bash because
news.
it's such ridiculous fiction.
We got to have little uplifting news segments in halftime breaks at football.
Yeah.
So things like this no cow butter
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
be introduced at the Euros, for example.
Yeah,
think so.
yeah.
It's like stop war, have
Yeah.
no cow butter.
Yeah, and they could do a whole thing in the stadium. Hear me out, right? So you know how you have a covered area where everyone sits in stadiums,
Yeah.
right? Above them, you know how like at like big like rallies and elections they have like ticker tape and glitter and stuff being dropped.
Yeah.
Instead, they drop popcorn kernels
Yeah.
that they instantly hit
Pop
with
as they go.
boiling heat. Like,
The butter in the sky.
yeah, and then we sky butter them. So basically,
Sky butter,
so,
nice.
so we hit them with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
corns, and as the corn kernels are coming down, we turn on like those outdoor heater style heat lamps.
So they pop
Yeah.
in the
So
air.
they pop in the air,
The popcorn
firework
parade.
effect.
Firework effect,
Yeah,
nice.
and then we switch on the CO2 butter converters and just shower the crowd that are now covered in butter,
that-
in
yeah,
popcorn,
yeah.
in a butter as well.
It sounds-
I can't.
it
And now you
sounds like-
sit there for
yeah.
90 minutes and watch a football game.
It sounds
What-
like you've
what
really simplified the
firework
process
or-
that it takes to make this
Yeah,
butter.
and then we
which
just
probably
charge
is
everyone.
way more
We
difficult
charge
than
everyone
think.
per seat.
Yeah.
We don't even ask if they want popcorn. We just put a levy on the seat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
You're in the
there's no
butter
other-
section. Sorry, you're in the buttered section.
Yeah.
Do you
Wow.
want salted or sweet or
I'd
buttered?
rather be in the salted section actually.
Oh no,
saying
you
that.
don't want to. You don't want to be in the salted
No, no,
section.
no.
Just so you don't want to be
You
in
do
the
because
salted
you have to pay an extra for goggles.
section. I was literally going to say, have you got your goggles?
Yeah.
Your nut goggles.
We're in the salt section. Here we go. It's going to get pretty dry.
Oh my God, my eyes.
Everybody, paste yourself with like they're using like
Yeah.
lard and fats
Yeah,
to keep
yeah.
their skin hydrated. Here we go. Gonna get real salty.
And raise,
Kids, get your
raise your
buckets.
fries.
Get your buckets out.
Okay.
The salt wind cometh.
The salt wind.
Yeah.
Just blows
5,000
them.
lose their teeth
Yeah.
to high velocity popcorn.
That's in the sugar. That's in the sugar stand.
That's the sugar section.
Sugar
But
stand.
that'll be
We
funny.
put
I
too much
mean,
sugar on them.
You've got
Yeah.
people in shower caps and goggles
Hilarious.
just waiting for their food to be salted.
I
and
think
buttered.
I think we are missing a trick in treating sports crowds as individuals, and instead treating them as masses and
And just
appropriately.
spraying them with things.
Yeah.
Just spraying
you're right.
them with stuff.
I think we cut out like
Really
cue for
interactive.
the drinks by just spraying the drinks all over everybody, and that way you're encouraged to bring like bucket hats and like ponchos and stuff
Yeah.
together
Catch it.
to catch it.
Yeah.
Hygienic. You make sure your ponchos clean.
Sorry, hygienic.
Yeah, you don't want to pick up the floor ones.
We could have courses.
It was stop queuing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
No-
wouldn't have to
no
get out of
bars.
their seats.
You don't get to choose what drink is
No.
being consumed, but
You just put your umbrella up for the one you don't want.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
There's
You need
there's
a blocker
Coke.
and a
There's
catcher.
Yeah, there's a lemonade, there's a Coke. Every 20 minutes it changes the drink. It's raining.
It's on the.
Is that gin and tonic now? Yeah, I think so.
I think that was past watershed.
It's like Willy Wonka's football stadium.
I'm totally in for that.
Nice. Willy
So-
Wonka.
Willy Wanker. Oh, I think that's plenty for head chat. there,
Okay.
Ross.
Yeah, that is pretty much it. Other crazy stuff happened in the news as well.
Quick summary.
Someone's trying to shoot someone. He was quite important apparently.
Oh, yeah, that, yeah.
And
That's a
they
real head
got his
turner.
ear.
Yeah.
It was a real head turner. If he didn't, then it would be very different news.
I just can't wait for God to choose the next leader of the free world.
That's what I kind of wait for. I think that's the thing. It's when the thoughts and prayers are working.
They're working.
And
They work.
God saved
It's a
the
slow build.
righteous one.
But it does work.
Somehow.
Yeah. You know, in the morning, Ross, when I get up and I get ready for my day, I load my AR-15 magazine
That's
with 30
good.
rounds.
That's
And then
good
I
that
get
you've got
another
one.
magazine and I load that
It's
with
important.
thoughts and prayers.
It's important that you've got them.
And then I rack it into my rifle. I go out into the street and I shoot thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Sometimes the magazines get mixed up.
Oh my God.
These thoughts and prayers, or are they just?
Can't remember.
God
I
guided
loaded
my
2
hand
magazines
these
this
days.
morning and God chose the right one for me today. I say that. It's going well so far. Only had it a couple days.
Something to admit, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you got 2 ARs.
Yeah,
In
that's
England
the first thing
as
it's
well.
Like, how did you get hold of those?
This is obviously all satire. And
course,
don't worry,
yeah.
guys. I won't do you like
You're not
Jack
gonna-
Black
you're not gonna
did that
Jack-
guy.
Don't cancel us, please.
If
Well, I
you
was-
don't Jack Black me.
Well, I was saying
I'm not gonna Jack Black you.
Jack Black's gone down in my estimation. a bit.
Hugely.
I'd back you guys if you said that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's a good
Good
thing
to
to
know.
It's
say.
not the most intelligent fucking comment, and I understand why
It's
people
not
are
a good
against
idea
it.
to so basically.
But what a fucking cunt. for
Kyle
just leaving
Kyle
him out to
Gass,
dry.
his
Second half of Tenacious D.
second half of Tenacious D.
Who has had
made a-
far less successful career, hasn't made
Yeah.
anywhere near as much money as Jack Black.
He made a kind of an off the cuff comment about saying like, "Oh, next time don't miss." wasn't
Yeah.
it? Right. In reference to the president's assassination, and of course,
Also, contextually, this is at a Tenacious D concert where
Yeah.
their lyrics and everything are,
Also, Donald Trump is a fucking cunt, and he's one of the worst people in the world.
exactly. But I agree that
Yeah.
nobody. You don't wish
Who
death
gives a
upon
fuck?
anyone, really.
No,
like,
you do.
Even
You
though,
can.
like, even though
you can wish death
even
upon
though this
people.
person has no, there's montages of him wishing death on many
know, you
people.
can. You can.
He has incited
Yeah.
violence. He has done a lot of.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot of violent rhetoric from that man and the Republican
Yeah.
Party. But obviously, it's it would be
Yeah.
hypocritical to say that we want someone else to die. I don't want someone to die. It's just a case of he made that comment and then immediately Jack Black fucking pulled back and said, "No, well, we're cancelling everything."
cancel
And then
the
there's
tour.
Agent split up with Kyle Gass as well, so he's just been tossed aside. I think that's just a bit shit for
It's
an
total
off-the-hand comment, which you could brush off afterwards.
At
and
his
just
birthday
apologise for.
celebration as well.
Yeah, as well. Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like, make a wish, or don't miss
And it's
it.
like,
Yeah.
like obviously he doesn't want someone to die. Like, let's be
Yeah.
honest. Like, no one's when they're saying.
Well, and
you're saying it
also,
in jest.
objectively speaking, any ex-president being assassinated is a bad thing for America.
Of course
Like,
it is.
and
Yeah,
it'd be
like
a
it wouldn't. Yeah,
destabilising
it
thing.
wouldn't be good at all.
But it was a joke. I think a lot of us were thinking it as a joke.
Yeah.
And this guy is just
It's
dropped
it's
him.
almost it's just miraculous that it shaved the side of the guy's fucking ear. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, we don't wish death upon anyone, but he's been deciding it for a long time, and I'm actually more shocked it's not happened more.
Yeah.
Like I know
Yeah.
one guy tried a while back in the first presidency or something.
Yeah.
Some guy brought a gun to an event.
Yeah.
So I guess, but there were like 10 other mass shootings that day as well. So it's just, I mean, it's if anything, and the fact they haven't really addressed their gun situation is even worse, because that is the biggest problem that country has.
There's not much. Well, I'm sure. I'm not going to wait until I don't know enough about it at this point to make another comment about it. But yeah. Clearly it's
Apparently,
a big
Demolition
challenge.
Ranch took a didn't I was gonna say took a bullet for that, but like as in the assassinator attempt or whatever that you call him
Yeah.
was wearing a YouTube fan shirt,
Yeah.
right?
And now.
And then he had to make an apology video where it was just to explain
Well, he
he's
didn't
nothing
make
to
an
do with
apology
it. Well, he was just
video.
explaining it like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, he's not
He
related
made a fucking
to that.
bank, 5.3 million views or whatever I saw it was last
Yeah,
night. It's an
yeah.
incredibly successful video. His literally says the Trump shooter was wearing my shirt.
But like that's
is what the
crazy.
title
If any,
is. I
fucking-
like Demo Ranch, but like,
if any fucker's wearing a hat, film shirts, and does something crazy, it's like, why would you take risk? Well, like, it's not like, are they doing
Yeah.
it on behalf of the person you're wearing or whatever?
I think it was a cash grab personally.
I guess it doesn't.
But-
I guess it doesn't help that his content is weapons based. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever said, "Oh, let's go do fucking crazy shit to
No.
other people." So like, I don't know.
No.
That was an interesting angle.
But anyway, it's
How would we wheel our way out of that if he was wearing a fucking Hat Films, piss coloured yellow shirt or something? He's wearing a Hat Films merchant brand. We'd probably benefit from it in terms of views, like you said. Which is awful.
I'd Kyle Gass it.
You'd Kyle Gass it.
what
in
make
what-
a joke
how-
about it and get.
Next time, don't miss.
Jesus, yeah.
It's all jokes, satire.
Well, we're fine here. I think it's worse if you're an American because I think, we don't actually have a say in the vote. So
Yeah, indeed. But it affects everybody, and that's why we hear about it all the time.
yeah,
But I'm sure you guys also hear about it all the time, so we'll shut up now
Yeah,
and
that's enough
end the
of that.
podcast.
That's enough of that, isn't it?
Indeed. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the butter.
I'm looking forward to try it. When that's available, I'll give it a go.
Nice.
I'll butter my
CO2 butter.
scone or
We'll do a live taste testing.
crumpet. We'll butter each other's crumpets.
Yeah.
Thanks
Lovely.
for listening, everybody.
Sounds
See you next
sexual.
week.
Thank
See you
you.
next time.
Thanks to our Patreon supporters as always. Thank you to our wonderful Discord community that's out there. You can join them too. And if you're a Patreon, YouTube, or Twitch subscriber, you get access to the special channels where all our extra content is uploaded as well. So thank you very much, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Come down to Manamago. Come down to Manamago. We got everything that you need. Everything that you need. Everything that you need. To grow up on hand grenade, yeah, or have us animal feed. We hope that you enjoy yourself. Maybe stop by our team. I order beer to check out what we'll have on our dream. We got big robots, lasers. These cars are razors. Big robots, lasers. These cars are razors.
Welcome to Metamart. Act now and get a third off Granny Skin Plate. But hurry while stocks last. Manager special on baby teeth till Tuesday. Looking for a bumper bag with bum crumbs? Look no further than our Bum Crumb Bumper Bag. Free with a box of all that butter.